If you guys have missed out, Night Shift and Trolli, yes, Trolli, the candy company, have partnered together to bring you the Night Shift Trolli Open with $20,000 to be won across EU and North America. An open qualifier format, any team has a chance to participate and potentially win a chunk of their region's $10,000 prizes, and recently had North America finish off. If you guys haven't checked out exactly what went down, you weren't there watching the stream, why weren't you, first of all? But luckily for you, we have you covered in a quick reel of what all went down in NA. From 49 teams down to 4, we had our qualified teams to play up against our invited teams in the first round of the group stages. And our first match we followed along with was Love Yoshi up against Boston Tea Party. The winner would be 1 game away from getting through into the playoffs, and the loser, well, 1 game away from being eliminated. The game was in full control for our invited team, Love Yoshi. Ido and Leffa managed to lead the team in souls as they moved on to the winner's match for Sneaky Golem.
The reincarnation is online, so that's going to be extremely annoying. Victor's such a problem, and okay, Jasper and Viscous. Evil Kitty going down as well. Quick swap on the HP there, coming on through, but it's a little bit late. And that is also going to be the guys down. And with that, that is the opening. That's the opening that's needed to, I think, send this home.
It took 23 minutes, but Boston Tea Party got the final Guardian down. Wick had to not be in that fight just to grab the Guardian so you could unlock the final flex slot. But that was a very, very long time just to get the flex slot up. And of course, the end result of all this is that Love Yoshi has the run of the Boston Tea Party base. First stage patron, soon the fall. And on top of that, Boston Tea Party is going to be a tough spot to contest mid-boss, if it even goes that long. If you're Love Yoshi, you're far enough ahead here that you could just look to end it now. And they don't appear to be leaving, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the composition they have, given how that, you know, like you were saying before, low main on Victor is super tanky. There's the reincarnation. They've got Ido in there as well. Everybody's full HP, and they are just indeed going to go for it here, looking to move forward at the Trolli tournament here for North America. $10,000 on the line as the battle rages on in the patron pit, and it is slowly getting ticked down. It is happening right now, slowly but surely, at a snail's pace, but it is going to make its way over the line. As I think it's just a kudzu bomb right now that's just doing the chip damage, as they're having some fun. They're going into the fountain. He's had somewhat of a detour here just to try to get some extra stats right at the end of the game, but there we go. The Sapphire Patron has been eliminated, and Love Yoshi will advance over Boston Tea Party.
With Sneaky Golem, Love Yoshi, Melee Creeps, and Chang Gang all getting through with victories in their matches, they would meet up against each other to determine which team would get directly into playoffs and which team had to go into the elimination match. We followed along with Love Yoshi as they went to take on the best team in North America of Sneaky Golem. Love Yoshi playing the macro game well, lost players in a fight, and Sneaky Golem went to take the mid boss, while Love Yoshi responded by taking the left walker and base guardians.
For walker trades, Jason.
And base guardians on the right hand side. If Ido can get another flex slot being taken, this is actually really big, but they have to be careful because they could be caught on the retreat. And you don't really want to commit your lives to this one. They get the left lane walker. They could actually port out of this one with the help of the door. Ido committing to the base guardians as he goes up against League here. And I think he's going to get that, though. It might cost him his life. With Rejuve, Sneaky Golem looked for a push on the left lane while letting League push right. Love Yoshi lose the walker, but take away all the Rejuves and more. He's not going to be hurting whatsoever as he gets lassoed into the walker and stomped on. He's going to fall from this one, going to res up here in just a few seconds, but this is the full 6-man squad out of Love Yoshi trying to commit and defend this one while League pushes the right-hand side. Rocker will fall a second time. And League, I mean, all their money's on him, and he's on the right-hand side getting a walker for free.
Off on the left-hand side, Sneaky Golem trying to make most of this fight. Still 2 Rejuve crystals, even with Rocker being down. Trip to the Baroness Hotel. Doled out here by Zerbzy of Love Yoshi as Love Yoshi looks to slow it down. Rescue beam towards the very end. Another Rejuve crystal out. All the Rejuves here are gone. And Love Yoshi ready to deal some permanent pain. Knockdown out towards the end on the chase down against Sneaky Golem. Sneaky Golem looking to retreat. Mott unable to get away. Leffa, though, on the trade out to AVG.
With Rejuve, Love Yoshi charges into the base of Sneaky Golem and get the first map in the series. Base and Rocker goes down and a pull into a Goober. This might be the game here, CP. They get 2 kills, and I think this actually might be it. I think Love Yoshi will get the first map in this series. And a phenomenal showing. Was this our worst seeded, well, quote unquote, worst seeded team out of the qualifier? Actually, no, yeah, Love Yoshi got invited into this one, but able to pull things off. AVG and League have gone off the rails, getting super far ahead. Sneaky Golem get a kill on Matt, which opens up a take on the mid boss, but Love Yoshi also love Rejuves. They realize we have to do something. AVG pops the Shared Transformation and make sure to get these parries off, and it hits quite a few of them, but Zerbzy Vegas, I know, how the hell does Love Yoshi get every single rejuve crystal from this?
That is ridiculous. The turnaround from Love Yoshi. Just when you think they're on death's door, they're able to go on in. They get the rejuves. They get the kills. 4 down on Sneaky Golem.
Love Yoshi looked for a way back to the game by trying to go for an earned turn-in. But Sneaky Golem take on that challenge and fight it out, getting themselves a map 3.
Find the way through.
It has to be Affliction. It has to be a massive Affliction to come through. They have to keep that urn away as the seismic impact to be coming through, and it's going to connect. Actually, it does hit onto one, onto Rocker. Maybe they get the kill on towards it with a great melee coming through. They do, and that's a pretty decently sized bag. And that's going to be the Death Stun coming through as well. Only onto one target, but again, you only really need that one target. Keep your distance away from Rokiz. Sounds Wave comes through to stop any sort of swap from coming in, and Lowman gets a second. A decent start here for Love Yoshi, but it's still a 2-for-2 trade.
This is more than you could ever expect. Love Yoshi not going down without a fight. Ido, Affliction has already been used, 300 HP, and a Dream versus Goober. Goober taking the fight up close and personal. AVG and Hydration finishing off on the side. Love Yoshi down 5, only low main remains, gets a parry for good measure. A few left hooks up and over in the AVG, but AVG is not alone. Has the support here in from the Viscous. It is going to be cutting down low main, who does a few squats before heading back to spawn.
And this has been a fantastic series so far. With the game constantly going back and forth between the two teams, and with 2 kills had from Love Yoshi, they decided to try and get a mid-boss, which eventually led to the end of the game. A lot of these serrated blades being thrown in, though, as the goo ball immediately gets exploded. And now being down a man, we can see Sneaky Golem, they don't want to let this one go for free. They're going to feel confident enough to go in towards this one. They have Nox Nostra up and available to silence away as many people as possible. I don't know, man. I feel like Love Yoshi, you cannot go for this. You just were given a lifeline here, getting those 2 initial kills. But if you lose this fight, you lose your advantage and you lose mid-boss.
I don't know why Vegas went goo ball like 1v5 down, the reverse Indiana Jones. It didn't feel like he had the backup there. I feel like there's a miscomm. Now you don't have Viscous here for the mid-boss disruption, but we'll see Ido taken on down. Love Yoshi perhaps biting off more than they could chew, just messing up the initiation.
It wasn't the cleanest of ways to get themselves through into Championship Sunday, but they get there nonetheless, and they get themselves a minimum of $1,250 now. Not only did Sneaky Golem secure a place into the playoffs, but so did Melee Creeps, as they got a 2-0 versus Chang Gang. And this leaves us with our final 2 matches to be played, our elimination matches, with Love Yoshi taking on Kawaii Crew, and the match we're going to be following now of Chang Gang versus the Youngs. The first match has hit a breaking point after being closed for the entire game. With Rejuve, Chang Gang were able to force out a fight and extend their lead to 30,000.
As the fight starts in mid, and we might be able to take down one player, get rid of one Rejuve. Bocce Pop goes down, Division goes down, but just the reincarnations, it's just so painful to deal with here for the Youngs. Can they convert, though, off of anything additionally from that? It's going to be Kelvin popping up the dome. That's going to make life much more difficult, as we see, Wanda just peeling off of the fight here, and that's going to leave some of his teammates exposed. The Wraith taken down Zera. Now Gibbs is isolated as well, and it's not looking good. Everyone's health is falling lower and lower, and although 2 players have gone down for Chain Gang, as well as the 3 Rejuve buffs getting eliminated, that's not a bad look, and there is an attempt there with a slice and dice to try to find something else from Deathy.
Chain Gang with a 34k solely throw everything they have at the Unks to close out the first map.
So you've got to be kind of cautious that you don't just dive into this. So I don't know, Jason, this looks like this could be the final moment. The patron is the smaller patron, the ground limited patron is going to be next.
Yeah, I think they're just going to commit for this one. I mean, you can see the split shot coming in out of Wander towards the right-hand side of your screen, but he doesn't really have enough damage to kill anyone. That's the problem, especially when they have the Rejuve left for Chain Gang, and they're going to be able to close out this first map here in about 28 minutes of time. And they looked good. I mean, there was definitely some signs of life in the Unks. There really isn't much to say when it came to match 2. So instead, I'm just going to show you.
And oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, Erebus is the one to go down. Lona somehow on the Billy escapes. In comes the Assassinate. A lick of HP is going to be the melee, and that's so sad. Okay, let's find out.
So, yep. Max.
Oh, actually, it is level 3. Well, there we go. There is the bag.
Just kidding. It was not Chang Gang. It was Lona from the Unks. And Aiden's gonna get the kill. That one should have been an assassinate with that one because of the comeback mechanics in the game. There's still 20k. Oh my god, Aiden! But you know what? The fight that could be the end of the second match here is breaking out. Aiden gets a kill on the Erebus. Zera gets Poshy Pop. Aiden gets another onto Arctic, and 3 players from Chain Gang immediately going to be falling, all for the exchange of Gibbs. You can guess that Aiden didn't get Vindicta again in the next match. Moving on ahead, I give this man a lot of grief for his lash, but Deathy comes in big with a Death Slam to split up Chain Gang and to give the Unks control of the game. A very good connection, but will follow B here, catch it on a 3.
Okay, so much damage being done. It looks like Deathy's going to be able to maybe get out of there just for the moment, but in terms of the health here, the Young's really getting quite low on a few players, but it looks like worse for wear is Chang as they try to stay up in the fight. Division is going to fall as well. The numbers advantage now massively in favor of the Youngs. This fight is looking like it could make all the difference. And oh my god, through space, time, and brick walls, we get the flying strike there from Wonder, and that is a 5-player wipe.
After almost finishing the match in the previous push, the Youngs catch Arctic and Connor, and the stream team advances through to the playoffs. Going to pull off this kill against him, deny the earn away death. He's going to be there as well. This is going to be a massive kill because they put them on such a long respawn timer, and he will fall. 1 minute of time. Maybe another kill to be had as well. Connor's here, and Connor might have missed that. If he gets silenced waved yet again here, and he's gonna fall. They could go close out this game right now. The problem is they have wave shoved into their own base.
Mina going in, trying to find the Geist. Flaws being elusive for the time being, managing to stay alive, but Wonder will take down Poshy Pop as the action continues. Deathy getting in there with the ground strikes as well, and the Patron is now starting to be chipped away at.
They're going for it. They're trying to close this one out right now without any chance of retort from Chang. It's down to 10% HP, and the Unks are going to close this out, coming back, winning 2-1 and advancing into the playoffs. The stream team dream is still alive. After that amazing comeback by the Unks, they punched their ticket into the playoffs, where Chang unfortunately had to just watch it from home. This all leads us into our final game of the night of Love Yoshi taking on Quiet Crew for our final spot in the playoffs. To round out the last spot in the playoffs, Love Yoshi made quick work versus Quiet Crew, taking both games with massive leads, but the only clip worthy of showing is Love Yoshi showing Quiet Crew the world.
Going for the meme hypothetical, but okay, Carpet Crew, roll out. A little disrespect.
There you go. What do you do against this? It's clearly an unstoppable strat.
You go back, you watch Aladdin, you get your game prep in, you see how Aladdin was able to get out of the Cave of Trials. Dino is dead. The singularity is over. The Patron is going on down, and not even Love Yoshi can extend this.
With the playoff matches now set, it was time to find out who would be crowned the best team in North America and taking home the $5,000. Our first match kicks off with Sneaky Golems taking on the Youngs. It's been a rough game for the Youngs as Sneaky Golems sit on an almost 40,000 lead. Using the urn to bait in the Youngs, Sneaky Golem extend that lead even further.
All right, well, there we go. Get the majestic leap there with Akuba. Classic. The sad thing about these combos is we don't get to see too much follow-up from them. And obviously the cube is a great reaction to the teammate getting comboed, and Gibbs gets isolated, everyone getting destroyed here. Kind of have to go for this fight, but at the same time, you know, there's not too much that can be done. It's a team wipe.
Confidence is overflowing for Sneaky Golem as they even take a second to stop for some friendly teabagging to close out the first map in the series. They're going to lose out in a second here, potentially to Rocker on 1 HP. He doesn't regen up enough here. I think that was the affliction he was able to survive from.
Yo, what's Rocker doing? What are you doing, friend? You can't be doing that. This is an official match. Well, the Patron's going to go down. That's going to be map 1 in the bag.
Entertainment is their main game, and entertainment is what they brought, as we see the Youngs locking in a McGinnis. McGinnis? No. Why would we see McGinnis?
Ready to do some field testing.
There's no way you've done. There's no way. There's no way.
Okay. Being down almost 40k, the Youngs pull off a surprise play, being sneaky themselves at mid-boss. Oh, this might be a catch on the league. This should be a catch on the league. This would be a fantastic start, but the E-Shift comes through to buy time for his team to get there. They need to turn these into kills. This could be a mid-boss being taken for the Unks. If they can confirm these kills, that's going to be league falling as well. And look at this, the Unks. The surprise attack completely catches out Sneaky Golem. I think they need to rename to Sneaky Unks. But they still have 3 more players behind.
Jason, what a beautiful trap. They have to keep making good of it though, but with Zera going down, that's some of the damage that you're relying on out of the picture. You do still have obviously your McGinnis out there trying to do what he can, but everyone's getting spread apart and isolated, trying to make their way forward now. If they can take down Rocker here on the Paradox, that would be a huge victory. Rocker able to dodge the assassinate there, just juking his way to success potentially as he tries to win this fight against the Abrams. It's very difficult. No, there's the anvil on top of his head, and he's going to win the battle.
He wins a 1v2 and keeps their hopes alive here. I mean, they're not going to go for mid-boss. They're going to try to go for catch on a Wonder 1. It's just your opportunity. You're one shot in a 1v2 yourself. Fury Transport for the extra regen, for the extra lifesteal, but it doesn't matter. He goes down in Rocker, the MVP of that fight. Knowing there's no way they can defend a push out of Sneaky Golem with the rejuve, the Youngs full send it into a base raise, but Sneaky Golem hold it off and get their spot in the grand finals. Look on the right-hand side of the map. They said, you know what? You can go for our base. We're going to go for your base at the exact same time here. Go for the base guardian. Go for a shrine. They're going to get the first shrine on the right-hand side. Looking for a second. They're trying to close this one out and take it to a map 3. But they've already lost Lona. You're seeing Sneaky Golem. They're trying to get back to their own base, but the distraction has been pulling. Can they get these kills, though, up against these rejuves?
It's ridiculous. Actually going to be busting down the Amber Patron. It looks like the Unks, I mean, they might be able to have a chance here to try to defend very briefly. Okay, Nox Nosha coming on through there. That is just decimating the Sapphire Patron, and it will indeed be the Sneaky Golem, the victors, moving on to the finals here.
With our first finalists now figured out, it was time to see who would be their opponents in the grand finals. Would it be Melee Creeps or would it be Love Yoshi? Melee Creeps started off strong using their Paradox Moe and Krill combo to net an early lead while DMB just continued to farm. A 30,000 lead had been created by taking Rejuve and opening the base from Love Yoshi.
End up converting, and in fact it's the other way around. Mina coming on through there for Melee Creeps, doing a lot of work there. Catch onto low main, getting bursted down again. Just perfect fights, perfect catches coming on through from Melee Creeps time and again.
From minute 1 all the way to the end, hook after hook, and Love Yoshi down 5 members here. First stage Patron, Dan, about to go down. And with the mid boss coming back up in 20 seconds, I just think if you're Melee Creeps, you send it and you get your win condition.
With Rejuve spawning back in, Love Yoshi had to go for a full fight, but being 40k behind made this fight impossible, as Melee Creeps get themselves 1 win away from being in the grand finals versus Sneaky Golem.
Above mid boss, looking for the final pickoffs. Mott getting super low at the beginning. Scout there on the finish. 2 already down here from Love Yoshi. And with 3 down, you don't even have to worry about the mid boss anymore, Dan. If you're Melee Creeps, you go over, you take down the second stage Patron, and you secure yourselves map 1.
Yeah, first they're going to take down low main, as they are going to absolutely melt it. And that is map 1 in the bag for Melee Creeps.
A slight change for Love Yoshi is they didn't want to deal with John and Bebop again as they banned him away. It seems though as the Bebop ban didn't really change the game plan for Melee Creeps, using Lord and M to get a lot of early kills with this combo.
Maybe the escape is still possible. We'll have the combo coming on in. ZP, it's a good catch coming in from Melee Creeps. Once again, they dictate the pace of these fights.
It's a big pick. You got 2 down, you're near mid, and that just means one thing. It's time for another bite at the gummy. And we'll see if there's any real contest plan here from Love Yoshi. The upside is that they do have low main on the Viscous, and they have a Doorman. This is actually a deadly combo for contest, but do they have the execution to make it work? Shadow transformation in, puddle punches around. Here comes the goo ball. Is anything going to be stolen? Melee Creeps, they get all 3, Dan.
Love Yoshi overplayed their hand, trying to get a flex slot taken out of Walker, leaving their entire base open for Melee Creeps to consume like a bag of Trolli gummy worms.
While you're doing that for the Walker, you have some travel time to get back to your base. The shrine's going to go down largely for free. A little bit of, covering fire in from Ido on the Nox Nostra, but it's not going to be enough to save the Patron.
Oh man, Patron going down. And the chances here for Love Yoshi also looking like they are going down here. Just a completely locked down stationary goo ball. Very sad sight to see.
Melee Creeps only down Saya. Love Yoshi about to be down a lot more as Fish Cake. One killing blow after the other. They may love Yoshi, but the love is ending here. Melee Creeps, they're booking their ticket to the grand finals against Sneaky Golem. It was a long ride for Love Yoshi, but in the end, Melee Creeps proven that they're on top in North America.
There was definitely some history between these 2 grand finalists, as Sneaky Golem have yet to lose a series up against Melee Creeps. But could the Creeps come out big here when the money's on the line? Let's find out. With Scout and DMB getting far ahead in souls, Melee Creep go for a mid-boss off the back of a catch on League and Rocker. It's middle. And Hydration's actually in proximity to potentially stop it on this one. John's just going to be rotating from the right-hand side. He's going to give up that Guardian over to AVG to make sure they can lock this one in. This mid-boss is still relatively healthy. The damage has slowed down. And look at this. Goober's off to the side looking to come in for the stuns. This could be a potential steal as the mid-boss has fallen. And here comes the Rejuve Crystal.
Well, you got the Hyper Beam out. That's tough to go into, but here comes Sneaky Golem. They got the puddle punches, but it's Melee Creeps. They got the Rejuve. 3 charges in for Melee Creeps as Scout takes down Goober, who is looking for a little bit of disruption. Melee Creeps solidifying a big advantage here and now. Hydration cut down towards the end. 2 Rejuve crystals are burned out, but Melee Creeps may get to keep at least one in the hook. stops AVG from getting away.
Melee Creeps are up to a 20k lead, and DB is so far ahead of everyone on the other team. As Sticky Golem look for an turn-in, John has different ideas in mind. Fight here. There's the Q being used. The hook's gonna land onto the Goo Man himself, and they're gonna get an easy catch onto this one. Just have to lock down the kill. And that's easy to come with the help of John, and he hits another hook right off the back of this. Catches out over on that hydration, and his 19,000 souls aren't going to mean squat. And even went for a third. If he hit that hook as well, I wouldn't even know what to say. With no urn or mid-boss left to take, Melee Creeps set their eyes on the base of Sneaky Golem and go up 1-0 in the series. Return back to base. But the hook, actually, no, it wasn't a hook, it was a lasso. They get Goober once again, and he falls.
You know, different type of hook, just a little bit golden and all sorts of deadly.
There's a hook.
Hook comes in right after. Melee Creeps looking to pick apart the Sneaky Golem base. Sneaky Golem just trying to get Rejuve crystals out. So far, they have gotten none but their shrines, taking critical damage. The Patron burned down without a second thought. Second stage Patron. Now for Sneaky Golem, down 2 players. Melee Creeps are looking for the finish to put themselves up 1 map with the grand prize on the line.
And why not stick around and go for it? You have the damage to finish this one off. Lord M, something a little bit low on HP, but you're not really going to care too much about him as long as you can focus the Patron. And Melee Creeps, and honestly, ZP, very easy fashion coming out with the first map victory here. Patron down below 50% HP. They get a kill over on a John, but the GGs are being called out. With a 4k lead and the urn in hand, Melee Creeps look to keep the momentum going by forcing a fight at the turn-in. Lord M looking for the push. He drops it and immediately goes for a combo on Hydration. A lot came down. The follow-up, it's not quite there, but Hydration is so low on HP, so you see Sai come in and getting the first kill on a Hydration and looking for more.
The beam right over the turn, and Saya able to take down League. Beam forcing AVG back all the while. This is a big team fight that you don't have your pocket here for. Rocker instead was off in the left lane, and that seems a bit brutal. Sneaky Golem falling 1 by 1. The overall fight and tempo taken in by Melee Creeps.
That's a big ball.
Blown up towards the end. Reinforcements coming over and in, but not going to be enough to stop Lord NM from getting the urn turn in.
After falling even further behind, Sneaky Golem looked for a mid-boss take, knowing Melee Creeps are down 2 players.
Melee Creeps, Sneaky Golem still good here on the mid-boss. You see the contest coming on in. Sneaky Golem pulls off. They get the swap over in the other end. Is the punch going to be there? Goober dies for the swap. Now turning to a full team fight. Back and forth we go. Hydration, though, gets Fish Cake in the corner. AVG under a bit of pressure. Knocked back. 500 HP. No shout transformation. No problem. Power slash in onto Calico in turn. Sneaky Golem, though, they're starting to lose back and forth. Down 5. AVG last one up. And the combo going to seal the deal.
With the fight around Erd, Melee Creeps get 3 kills and look like they're about to end the game until Rokane shows up. Oh, Rocker's gonna fall as well here in a few seconds, and this might be it here, CP. Melee Creeps with, well, 5-4 alive, as Rokane has turned things around with the help of this Ricochet.
Yeah, Rocker was able to get in, dropped a really good affliction. Melee Creeps are down 3. Sneaky Golem down 4. It's Rokane and Goober still alive, but this may be enough to defend the base.
Knowing they can't sit back and defend their base, Sneaky Golem look for a fight to turn the tides of the match.
But it's a little bit of evasion here from Goober, able to get away. League, though, pretty low. John off the hook, takes down the guys. The combo in right after, 2 down. Here now for Sneaky Golem. Fate may be approaching. They're moving forward now on the chase down. Rokane in danger, can't get away. 3, 4 down for Sneaky Golem, the #1 seed. And Melee Creeps only down 1 in turn. They're feeling it here and now. The championship holding in the wings. AVG last to fall. Goober alive at death's door. But now you look at the Melee Creeps. They're going to be running it down middle. They're starting to hit the Patron. The GGs have been set. It will be Melee Creeps, undefeated all tournament long, taking home the grand prize of $5,000. The upset is complete. The Golem is destroyed.
Once again, a huge congratulations to Melee Creeps taking home the $5,000 and of course doing it in a way of being undefeated, truly proving they're the best in North America. But that's only NA. We still have EU yet to come and a lot of teams fighting for their chance to take home their portion of the $10,000. But this wouldn't be possible without Trolli and them supporting here the Deadlock community. And lastly, a huge thank you to the community who have been here supporting this entire event, supporting all your favorite teams and favorite players. And we hope you do it again for EU.